Hey everyone, this evening we have a huge beaver blockage. You see lots of material has been pulled out of here. Those are my ribbons from nearly 2 months ago, from the last time we did it. This beaver pond has so much water that you're not going to really notice a drop for hours. It goes all the way down there, connects another beaver pond, goes up there a bit, goes all the way down this ditch, but it's a pretty thin dam. It's going to be fairly easy to open this thing up. We're going to get the majority of it, then we're going to work from outside here. But this pipe's only about halfway filled up with water on the end here, so it isn't too big of a hazard. We're going to do it from the inside. This is a comfortable working pipe. I believe it's a 5-footer, so I only have to crouch a little bit in there. And we go across the road. Nice sunny day. More ribbons still up from me 2 months ago. Camera number 2 will be right here. I got the big bright diving lamp I'm going to bring in there with me to work. Got the rake, big high boots. We were looking at this one last night. I swear it was flowing less last night. It didn't rain last night, but it rained earlier in the week a whole ton. It's been windy this week. But you see, all this is going to be underwater. That's why we're going to keep the camera up here, not put the camera anywhere down there. This whole area is going to drastically flood, probably in 10 minutes. All right, everyone. We're about to activate camera number 2. Okay, coming on down. A lot of nice rocks down there. These rocks are actually pretty nice looking. We're about to go in, so camera number 2 on. And camera number 2 alignment. That type of noise is very easy to align during editing, so they're exactly lined up. Now this culvert's in great shape, actually. That's beaver poop right there, by the way. We're wondering what that looks like. The bottom of the pipe is rusty because water, especially during storms, will wear down the galvanization like a natural sandblasting. That's literally what it is. Okay. This is actually going to be really easy. I think this is a 5-foot pipe. It might be 4.5. All right, we're going to do the loopy-loop. We're going to... I'm gonna stick you guys to the ceiling somewhere with our magnetic tripod. Leave enough room off to the side for camera number 2 split screen. Do we even really need this diving lamp? It really doesn't make a huge difference. I don't know if I even want to waste the battery. I guess I will. Ooh, red is kind of cool. Blue is kind of cool. You know what? Let's be different. Let's leave it on blue. All right, first we want to undermine the foundation before we let the water through. It's going to get difficult to even stand in here once we have a lot of current. The current will push all this stuff I'm throwing out. Beavers are gonna be angry. This is a weird year. We had our first frost September 15th, some deep freezes. Now it's the first week in November, not a single frost in the forecast. Every night is above freezing. Until Friday. Friday's gonna feel like winter. These beaver problems are not going to stop until the pond freezes over. We'll come back out to a lot of these and we'll get videos of ice cracking. Alright, let's try to get as much of this out before we let the water start flowing. We'll try to rig it so it wipes out at once. Right. Over here now. Yeah, that's a big one. That let a little bit of water through. We made a hole in the dam with that one. Does my skin look blue with this filter? Or that camera light? It's a diving lamp. It makes fish and certain rocks look really cool if you're underwater filming. I've never used it for that. I just use it because I can drop it and it'll be okay. Everything's going good. Nice. Now we're about to let water start flowing. It's way easier to do it this way because once there's rapids, you won't be able to easily see what you're grabbing. Now this debris will build pressure against that pile and eventually push it. Oh, it's moving already. You're going to see that on camera number 2 in like 10 seconds. That water feels like winter. That's really cool. So if I get any more of this, I won't be able to be in here. It'll sweep me away. So I'm gonna move the camera over here. This is a big pond. Sometimes I'll allow this to happen, but then we have to wait a few hours to come in here. This pond is so big, I'm not gonna wait around literally all night. So I'm gonna rearrange you. Right onto the excavator damage. Because I'm going to start working from the outside. The lights up here. How do I want to arrange you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Trying to get out of here without getting soaked. This feels like ice water. Maybe I just might walk out and come back around. Or over on the side, I'm good. Okay, my rake is secure. Now let me get myself out of here. All right, pull on out. Whoa, whoa. All right, I'm up. Now we're gonna work from the outside for now. I think I'll situate you right here. Yeah, that works. All right, the dam's starting to wash out. we're about 70% open. The pressure's really helping. I knew when to get out of there. If I remember correctly, this one has excavator damage. You can only go to like 85%. And the current is so strong, I won't dare walk in front of this again. I'm walking up and over the pipe right now to go. I want the other angle now. Just gotta shuffle along the ground. The current will get anything immediately that gets loosened. It's even hard to pull the rake against this current. At least the inside doesn't have sharp edges. About 80% open. We probably started at about 30% open, maybe 40. We got a lot going right now. I see things washing out that I'm not even touching. That current is amazing. A lot of this is caught on the excavator damage on the bottom of the pipe. Try to eat away at certain parts that I think will make it fail easily. We're about to be done with this. We don't have to make it perfect, but the beavers are just going to clog it up tonight anyways. We just need that water drawdown. Alright, we're going to call it quits. We're going to come back to this location in maybe 4 hours at night. And hopefully by then the water will have reduced and we're going to put a filled back camera here. Alright, that was a good one. So, the entrance. Here's what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like now. We got that almost completely opened. We would have easily got it completely open, but the bottom of the pipe got hit by the excavator and curled up, and that's really what's helping this. It's really what's helping the dam hold on. But these powerful ones are a lot of fun because it helps you out a lot. And the other side, wow, look at that current on the other side here. Here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. That's a lot of rapids, and it's gonna keep doing this for quite a few hours. It's a lot of water back there. And we got a friend, the raven. I love the ravens. And looking down at the pipe, here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. Looking on inside the pipe, here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. Zooming way on in there, here's what the blockage from the inside looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. Awesome, awesome difference. You can't even see the rust lines on the pipe anymore. It was barely flowing before. Now it's going great, and that water's actually really, really clean. All right, we'll be back in about 4 hours. We got one more major unblocking to do before the sun goes down, and we'll be back here to check on this tonight. And I do expect the beavers to have tampered with this by tonight, because look at that supply of stuff they have. It's actually I think that might be their pantry. I don't think that's building materials yet, but I'll be back in about 4 hours. Camera number 2, alignment. That type of noise is very easy to align. This is actually going to be really easy. Use it, but I can drop it and it'll be okay. Foundation before we let the water through. It's going to get difficult to even stand in here once we have a lot of current. The current will push all this stuff I'm throwing out. This is a weird year. We had our first frost September 15th, some deep freezes. Now it's the first week in November. Friday's gonna feel like winter. Over here now. Okay, that's a big one. I never used it for that. I just use it because I can drop it and it'll be okay. Once there's rapids, you won't be able to easily see what you're grabbing. Now this debris will build pressure against that pile and eventually push it. Oh, it's moving already. You're going to see that on camera number 2 in like 10 seconds. dam's starting to wash out. About 70% open. The pressure's really helping. You just gotta shuffle along the ground. The current will get anything immediately. You gotta get loosened. A lot of this is caught on the excavator damage on the bottom of the pipe. Gonna clog up tonight anyways. We just need that water drawdown. Alright, we're gonna call it quits. We're gonna come back to this location in maybe 4 hours. All right, I just went ahead and programmed our trail camera with the magnetic mount. Oh wow, that's a muskrat coming right up to us. That is a muskrat. He doesn't really have much fear of us because he can't see us. He really can't see us because of the light. First I thought that was a big frog because the muskrat's so small. I guess we'll have him building here. I don't know if he's going to be building with the beavers or not, but... Oh, it's a good thing I came back! Oh, I almost lost my dive lamp there. Huh. Anyone in here? I'm not afraid of the muskrat hurting me or anything. Alright. Okay. How far back should we put this thing now? So we're gonna put it in, we're gonna hit start. Ready for motion activation. Let's close this thing up. Get a good angle of it. Make sure it's straight. Is that a good angle? I'm not sure yet. We're gonna test it too. No, I don't think that's good enough. We gotta angle it down a little more. Okay. That should be good. Muskrat around still. Okay, so yeah, that looks good where we put it. So I'm gonna, oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. Muskrat, coming right on over to me. Hey, he is 3 feet from me. That thing is really cute. It's like a big rat. All right, we waited a moment. Because of the big light, I don't want the camera to be in daylight mode because we got to see if the infrared's working. So we got to shut this off, trigger it, and I don't see it on. Why is it not on? It should be triggered just by me being here. It's on a 20-second interval, so we gotta wait a moment. Where's the muskrat? I wouldn't say he's friendly, I just think with the light he can't see me. And that was fascinating to see him. Let's just stand out of the view of the camera for a moment. I don't know where he went. That was fun though. You see how small they are compared to a beaver? It's literally the size of a rat. And beaver typically 30 to 60 pounds, but they can get over 100 pounds. What about now? Camera working? We gotta check this. Why is the infrared not turning on? I just used this one last night. What? I know I hit the start button earlier. It's as if I didn't program it. That's why you always check everything. I know I hit the start button earlier. Okay. Still facing the right way? Okay. Try to cover up most of the light so it can do its thing. Okay. Try it again. I think I scared this guy away now. But I've mentioned before, these guys will literally build stuff in front of you. They're not as scared as a beaver. Okay, we're waiting again for it. I don't see any movement. I don't know where it went. Dark. Everything's off now. So let's walk down here again with no lights whatsoever. It's working now. You saw the infrared. You can't see that with the naked eye, so I use the camera to look at that all the time. You can only see with the naked eye if you're right up on it. It's called black flash. It's not like a convenience store camera where they actually sometimes want you to know it's working to scare you away, because that will actually scare a lot of animals, the glow. Okay, I don't know where he went. We'll be back in the morning to retrieve. Good morning. We're back. It's been about 20 hours since the actual unclogging. The days are short this time of year. Wasn't supposed to go below freezing until the end of the week at night, but forecasts are from towns and cities, not usually the middle of the wilderness. It did get below freezing last night. This has almost stopped. Did it just drain down, or did the beavers help clog this up with the muskrat last night? It got cold enough that the beavers, looks like they probably had to stop working. It froze. And you see how some of the ice is chipped? The beavers were out here swimming around, poking up through the ice and working. Yeah, the beaver absolutely was helping. That's the only way that big piece got in there. But they ran out of water, ran out of time with the ice. Hopefully it can stay icing up like this, so it doesn't cause damage to the road, but they have enough water to survive the winter. I got the big high boots on. We're gonna retrieve that camera. The mud is freezing. It's got a crunchy layer now on the top, and we gotta step on some of this. Yep, some of the first ice I'm experiencing of the year. Look at the gas bubbles trapped underneath it. Pretty cool. Now, today, absolutely this ice is gonna disappear in a couple of hours. As soon as the sun starts really hitting it, beavers might start working and doing this. They're definitely gonna start working on it when the sun goes down because the ice is gonna be gone. But they did clog up a little bit of it. The beaver added this piece. All right, let's grab that camera. See if it got footage. You see, it's a good sandblasting. You see, it's literally shiny, that part of the pipe. All right, so just a powerful magnet. That magnet has about 100-pound pull force. So I go ahead, I quickly open it up, shut it off. I'm gonna go back into the vehicle, and that's when I'll see what it actually got. Got a little hole in the culvert. It's under a lot of pressure. All right. Even if they do build a little bit of a dam before this freezes solid for the winter, it's not going to be a huge deal for the road. We just, like where the water is now, that's not really going to affect the road. But if it's up to where it was, it's much higher risk of having frost heaving problems. Nice. All right, let's review the footage. I'll show you what's on this camera. And thanks for watching, everyone. And have a great day.
let's grab that camera. Let's see if we got footage. You see, it's a good sandblasting. You see, it's literally shiny, that part of the pipe.